Hi, Dr. Simeon Roger. A couple of decades ago, I was at an incredible Tai Chi Qigong workshop. And whether you do Tai Chi or Qigong, this applies to you. Before the workshop started, this young lady ran up to the master, who was a guy, as I may have mentioned before in a previous story, trained in the old country, very definite ideas of how things are, not an easy person to please, put it that way. Runs up to him and she talks to him for a minute and his face lights up. It's unbelievable. He is so happy. And I'm thinking, most people around are thinking, what the heck is going on? Fortunately, I was there. I heard the whole thing. So this young lady had driven to the workshop all the way from Toronto. In other words, she'd spent 4, maybe 5 hours in a car and left at probably 4 in the morning to get there. So really dedicated. Kudos to her. But anyway, what she said was this. She said, look, as I was driving, I could feel myself kind of becoming one with the car. It was like I could feel exactly how my weight was being distributed on my buttocks, how my feet were connecting with the floor and the pedals, what my spinal alignment was, and I could play with micro adjustments of my skeletal structure, my weight, to just optimize it. But I felt like the vehicle and I were really one. We were not separate entities. And then when I got out of the vehicle, it was like, I felt like I was this big ball of energy. I just felt like it was the most incredible feeling. And I just wanted to tell you how much this is, what this is doing to me, but is it right? And he said, it's exactly right. This is incredible. This is exactly what should be happening. And he stopped everybody right there and said, look, you have to understand, this practice is all day, every day. This is not let's practice for 30 minutes a day, or let's practice, let's do this for our 2-day workshop and forget about it for the rest of the week. This is something that's meant to revolutionize your life, and it only does that if you adopt it. Gee, what a concept, eh? So practice is 24/7, 24/7. And there's this loud click in my mind, and I realized all Tai Chi and Qigong relies on specific things, and mostly the same things. Very specific structural alignments, right? Very specific alignments of the body, and specific breathing patterns, specific ways to breathe, specific ways to take that structural alignment and have it move. All of this is very specific, and it's designed to optimize energy flow through the body. Right? We know it's designed to optimize not just chi flow, but the function of your nerves, the function of your inner organs, your major organs, your minor organs, the whole thing. It's designed to optimize, completely optimize the functioning of all levels of our psychophysical being. That's what all of these adjustments are designed to do. So when we live inside of this adjusted reality, everything is flowing optimally. And when we fail to do that, the opposite is happening. So, there's so many people who think, oh, I'll just go to my, I'll do my routine for the day. I'll do my Qigong routine or my Tai Chi routine for the day. And it'll take maybe, pick a number, 20, 30 minutes. Let's settle at 30 minutes. Okay, I devote 30 minutes on average per day to this. What is that going to mean? If I use the other, say, 15 and a half hours of my waking time to revert to my previous psychophysical habits, what's that going to do? Think of the weight. How is 30 minutes of practice going to overpower 15 and a half hours of the opposite practice? Because when you're not doing it properly, in other words, when you get out of alignment and forget the breathing patterns and the whole bit, you are actually practicing something. You're practicing your previous psychophysical habits. And those habits, if you practice those for 15 and a half hours, they're going to completely overwhelm your 30 minutes of doing things right. And that's always something you have to keep in mind. All of this is meant to adjust all of reality for you, but you have to persist in it. You have to persist. And in this video, we can't go into exactly how that's done, but think of it like a low-carb diet. Low-carb diets are all the rage. And, if you want a healthy habit, you want to lose weight, and you take up a low-carb diet, how often do you do that? Well, you stick to the low-carb diet 24/7, you stick to it for weeks at the very least, right? To get a result. It's not like you're on the low carb diet for 30 minutes, and then you go back to your previous eating habits. What's that going to do, right? But we have this delusion that we can do a little bit of practice and then completely become typical Westerners again, and we can reap the benefits somehow. There's a word for that, and indeed that word is delusion. I'm Dr. Simeon Roger. That's the rant for the day. And please come and join our Facebook group where you get lots more information. We have a cool webinar coming up for you very, very soon. Keep an eye out for that. And that's all I can think of right this minute. So have a wonderful day. Talk to you soon. Bye for now.